How's everybody doing? This is a DVD update, 6 pickups. I'm wearing my Madball shirt. If you guys remember Madballs from like the 80s and stuff like that, love this shirt. On to the pickups. First up, from 1988, is Hell Comes to Frogtown with Roddy Piper from WWF back in the day, wrestler. This was just a cheesy, fun movie. I think this could have been a cult classic if it was paced a little bit better and there was more action. The acting wasn't that great. You know, it's the age-old story. Earth is having wars and there's nuclear explosions, and all of a sudden these frog mutants come about, and there's barely any men left. And the men that are left are sterile. So Roddy Piper is one of the few men left that actually are able to impregnate women. And the government plans to use Roddy Piper, whose name is Sam Hell in the movie, which is also very funny. They plan to use him to basically restart the population and impregnate lots of women. You know, it's a win-win situation for Roddy Piper. So the government goes into the Frogtown. They try to get all the women that are imprisoned, the ones that are fertile, and try to get them to escape, and so Roddy Piper can impregnate them, essentially. You know, mutant frogs impregnating lots of women, Roddy Piper. What's not to like? Those are all the elements of a classic cult film right there. If there's a little bit more action-packed, a little bit more better paced, it could have been a real cult classic. But Sandahl Bergman is in it as well. She was also in the Conan the Barbarian and Rid Sonja as well. And I hear a lot of people complaining about the recycled DVD cases, and I think it's a great idea. I mean, what's not to like about that? You're helping the environment, helping the Earth. I mean, does that really annoy you? Come on. Seriously? Who cares? It's a DVD case. Eventually they're all going to be like that. It costs less to ship. It's better for the environment. It's a win-win. Next up is Wolf Creek, and this is the unrated version. This is an Australian film set in the outback, and 3 people are traveling. 2 women and 1 guy are traveling across Australia, and they go to Wolf Creek, and their car doesn't start back up, and from there, you know, it's supposedly based on true events, but it's this theme has been done so many times. They're out in the middle of nowhere, and they have to fight a killer and all kinds of craziness. I was expecting a lot better. It wasn't as great as I was hoping it would be, but it was still pretty decent. But there you go, Wolf Creek. If you've seen it, let me know what you think of it. I thought it could have been better. And next up is Lindsay Lohan, and I Know Who Killed Me. Now, everybody has crapped on this movie, and I honestly didn't think it was as bad as everybody said it was. First of all, I have to admit, I like Lindsay Lohan. I think she's gorgeous. I'm talking about Lindsay Lohan back when she had curves, not when she was like that. But this was not as bad as everybody made it out to be. I thought it was pretty decent. It could have been better. It's not perfect or anything like that. It's not great or either, but it's definitely not the worst thing I've ever seen. And her dancing scenes, though, those could have been a lot better. I don't know if that was a body double or what, but definitely could have been a lot better. That was disappointing. Lindsay Lohan, I basically just picked it up for her. And I'll have to say, though, I kind of figured out who the killer was right from the beginning, just because I'm always trying to figure that out. And there's like a little scene, and you know, it kind of plays all into it. I don't know, it was okay. I'd give it about an average. And I mean, I picked it up for $2.99, so can't beat that. Cheaper than renting it. And next up is Flight of the Living Dead. I just picked it up because it looks like it was going to be a total cheese fest, and it was. But it wasn't that great of a cheese fest. I was really disappointed, and this was actually pretty bad. Basically, it's a zombie outbreak on a plane, kind of like Snakes on a Plane meets Night of the Living Dead, kind of. That's too nice to put for this tag, but for this movie. But you know what? The concept I thought could have been a lot more fun and a lot cheesier, and this was just pretty bad, honestly. The guy who was in 3 O'Clock High, the bully, Buddy Revell, he was in this movie. There's a few other kind of D-list actors and stuff like that in here. But that's essentially it. Zombie outbreak on a plane. Could have been much better. The concept, I hope, you know, I'm kind of hoping maybe that somebody else will take this concept and redo it and repackage it to a much better, more enjoyable film. This was cheap. I think it was $5, so I don't know, not too bad, but wasn't that pleased in it. I was hoping for a little bit better. And next up is Pranks, also known as The Dorm That Dripped Blood from 1982. It stars Daphne Zuniga and Lori Lipinski. Daphne Zuniga was in Melrose Place, and I'll have to be honest, this was pretty crappy. I just picked it up because I had never seen it. I wanted to see it, and Daphne Zuniga was in it, and she's not in it for very long. Basically, they're at this dorm, and their dorm is closing, and a group of college students, they're helping clean it up before they demolish it, and there's a killer on the loose, and that's really about sums it up. I mean, really bad acting, bad kill scenes, just not very good. At the very end, actually, I kind of like the ending. The ending I enjoyed. I'm not going to tell you about the ending, but if you've seen it, let me know what you think of the ending. I like that aspect. Honestly, I would say avoid this one. And next up is P2, right there, A New Level of Terror. It's by the same director and one of the writers from High Tension, and they're part of the Splat Pack, which is kind of a name given to some of the new up-and-coming people in horror making bloody films and stuff like that. This is another one of the French New Wave kind of horror films. It had good tension and good suspense. It's on Christmas Eve, and Rachel Nichols, she plays the lead actress. She's actually going to be in a Conan remake movie coming out, supposed to be next year, I think, which I'm kind of disappointed in because I love Conan. She's in Star Trek and G.I. Joe and a bunch of different stuff. But she plays a worker, and it's Christmas Eve, and she's a workaholic, and she's leaving, and she's going down into the parking garage, and the parking attendant, basically, he's crazy, and he traps her in there, and she has to fight for her life to escape, and all that kind of craziness. But the parking attendant was actually in American Beauty. He was the young son, who's the drug dealer and the guy that would videotape everything. So that's him. He plays creepy very well, by the way. This movie had some good suspense. It was pretty decent. I'd say give it a check out. I'd say it's a rental, not a blind buy kind of deal. But it had a couple good scenes. There was one scene where the one guy got hit by the car. That was pretty brutal to see, but some good stuff in it. Overall, a decent movie, but again, I would say rent it first. If you've seen any of these films, definitely let me know what you think of them, and leave a comment down below. And these are my pickups. P2, Pranks, also known as The Dorm That Dripped Blood, Flight of the Living Dead, Outbreak on a Plane, I Know Who Killed Me. Oh, come on, you can't say she's not gorgeous. Wolf Creek, and Hell Comes to Frogtown. Ah, I wish this was just a little bit better. Creepy frog people. You gotta love the frog stripper in this. And especially the paper bag scene with the frog stripper. That was hilarious. Hope everybody's doing well. Take care. Hope everybody's doing well, and take care.